ES6 symbols. So what are symbols? Symbols are basically a new primitive type that was introduced in ES6. Primitive data types basically are not objects and have no methods or properties. Symbols basically do not have a literal forms like other primitive forms. For example, numbers, strings, boolean, so on and so forth. The way we call symbols is by calling the global symbol function to create a symbol. So let's say we have a variable called s. We can easily call the global symbol method on it to create a symbol. One thing to note at this point is every time you call the symbol method, it creates a unique value for the variable. So for instance, just to test it out, we have S1 as a symbol and S2 as a symbol. When we check to see if they are the same values, you can see that it is false, they are not the same value. We can also be able to check type of symbol to see what it returns. So type of, and you can see that it says symbol. The function accepts an optional description argument to make the symbol more descriptive. So we are able to pass in a description. In this case, just description should do. For description only. So whatever you pass in here does not have an effect on the value. It is just to describe what the value will be about. And the way to see the value or the description that you have passed in the symbol is by just calling toString method on the symbol. And you can see we have the symbol, then the description is description. And this could be anything. So if we change it to first name, you can see that it is updating to first name. Symbols can be shared. ES6 provides a global registry which allows you to share symbols by using the for method. A good example would be, let us say we have a symbol maybe for the social security number, SSN. Okay, so the way to do it is we can call symbol then .for method, and we can have an ID, maybe just in this case SSN, and the next one will be maybe citizen ID. So the two symbols are shared by SSN. And the way to check this is by comparing the two. So SSN, we can compare it to the citizen ID, and you can see that it is returning true because it is sharing the same symbol. Both of them are sharing the same symbol. In order for us to get the associated key to the shared symbol, we can call the .key for on a symbol. So by calling symbol .key for, then passing in the symbol SSN, you can see that it returns the key that is associated for that symbol. If we try to do this with a symbol that is not shared, just a normal symbol, you can see that it returns undefined. So symbols are pretty powerful, and this is one of the use cases that we can use where we can take advantage of symbols. A good example would be to store unique state values. For instance, we can define a constant called system, which will have three states: open, in this case, maybe a string called open, hold, and finally close. This is well and good, but the problem with this approach is this value can easily be changed. So the way to improve this would be to use symbols. So by calling symbol, we can make sure that the values associated to the three system state are unique, because every time you call the symbol method, it creates a unique value. And finally, symbol close. This is one area where you can take advantage of symbols. Symbols can also be used as computed property names. Let us say I have a constant called first name, which will be a symbol with a description of first name. I am able to use the value of the symbol as a computed property on the system object. So by calling the brackets and then adding a value. And that is how we are able to use symbols as computed property names. So when we console log the value of system and pass in the first name, you can see that we are able to pull out the value stored in the computed name property. Just something to mention that we shall not dive into in this video is what we call well-known symbols. So basically, ES6 predefines symbols that you can take advantage of. If you go through the documentation of JavaScript, you will discover on the property section, you have a list of well-known symbols. And a good example will be something like symbol.iterator. So this is a well-known symbol and you can take advantage of it, plus many other more, but we won't dive into them in this video because I'm trying to keep these videos as short as possible. But maybe later on, we can dedicate a full video just to go over symbols with all the intricacies and dive deep into them. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel and share it. Thank you and see you in the next one.